Today on Military Insider, we will be looking into the secret companies responsible for America's unwavering military power. Imagine a machine so vast, so well-oiled, that it spans oceans, fills skies, penetrates enemies' defences, and projects force anywhere in the world. The strength of this machine isn't measured only by soldiers or tanks. It's shaped by corporations, large, powerful, often unseen, that build America's wings, missiles, submarines, satellites, radars, and the invisible networks behind them. These companies don't just supply weapons. They steer innovations, influence policies, dictate defense budgets, and in many cases define what modern warfare looks like. Without them, the US would still be powerful, but far less dominant. With them, it's a colossus with global reach. In this documentary deep dive, we venture behind the curtain. We explore how firms like Lockheed Martin, RTX, Northrop Grumman, Boeing, General Dynamics, and others have grown into the pillars upon which America's military supremacy rests, and how their work shapes the future of conflict. Lockheed Martin. Lockheed Martin stands at the apex of America's defense industry. In the trailing 12 months, TTM, around mid-2025, it reported revenues of approximately $71.8 billion, marking growth over the previous year. This company is best known for the F-35 Lightning II, a stealth multi-role fighter operating across many US bases and allied nations. But Lockheed's influence doesn't end at aircraft. In recent times, it has unveiled developments like the Common Multi-Mission Truck, CMMT missile, a lower-cost cruise missile concept designed to bridge capability gaps and enable greater mass production. Lockheed's financials also reveal the pressures of maintaining dominance. In Q2 2025, sales were strong, about $18.2 billion, but profits dropped significantly due to program losses, including a nearly $1.6 billion charge linked to a classified aeronautics program and international helicopter production issues. Still, full-year revenue guidance remains strong. Lockheed's impact is magnified not just by what it makes, but how it makes the US plan its military posture around its products. When Lockheed builds the next generation missile, stealth jet, or space system, the US military adjusts doctrine, deployment, and procurement accordingly. RTX, Raytheon Technologies. RTX, the umbrella that now contains Raytheon, has become the go-to corporation when threats are fast, aerial, or missile-borne. If Lockheed, one of its cornerstone projects is the lower-tier air and missile defense radar system, or LTAMDS, nicknamed Ghost Eye. In 2025, the US Army awarded RTX about $1.7 billion for low-rate initial production, with full costs expected to climb toward $3.8 billion. Unlike older Patriot radars, Ghost Eye provides true 360-degree coverage, tracking drones, stealth aircraft, and even hypersonic missiles that move at blistering speeds. It's not just an upgrade, it's a generational shift in how the US sees the battlefield. Missile systems remain IRTX's bread and butter. The AIM-9X Block II, a short-range air-to-air and surface-to-air missile, secured its largest production contract yet in mid-2025. Under the deal, RTX is expected to produce around 2,500 missiles annually, ensuring American and Allied jets remain armed with one of the most versatile and reliable weapons in aerial combat. At sea, RTX strengthens the Navy with the Phalanx Close-In Weapon System, CIWS. In September 2025, it received a $205 million contract to continue producing and upgrading this rapid-fire defense cannon. Mounted on US warships, the Phalanx acts as the last line of defense, spitting thousands of rounds per minute to destroy incoming missiles seconds before impact. Together, these programs highlight RTX's role as the architect of America's defensive shield, ensuring that whether threats come from the skies, the seas, or beyond the horizon, they are detected, tracked, and destroyed before they can strike. Northrop Grumman. Northrop Grumman holds one of the most critical pieces in America's strategic deterrence, the B-21 Raider. Developed under the Long Range Strike Bomber LRSB program, the Raider is designed to replace both the aging B-2 Spirit and B-1 Lancer, ensuring the US maintains its ability to penetrate the most advanced enemy air defenses. The first B-21 completed its maiden flight in November 2023, a milestone that signaled the beginning of a new era in stealth aviation. By 2025, a second B-21 had taken to the skies, and production began to ramp up. Each test aircraft is subjected to increasingly stringent trials, including ground testing, mission systems integration, stealth validation, and advanced software checks. These steps are vital to ensure the Raider can meet its promise, operating undetected, delivering both conventional and nuclear payloads, and striking targets deep inside contested airspace. The first operational units are expected to enter service in the mid-2020s, with production gradually moving beyond low-rate initial production into a full-scale program. But cutting-edge stealth does not come without cost. Northrop Grumman faces mounting financial pressures driven by expensive composite materials, specialized coatings, and extremely tight tolerances required for stealth manufacturing. Early production runs are always costly, but with the B-21, the stakes are higher, because failure would mean a critical gap in America's long-range strike capability. Despite these hurdles, the program moves forward because the B-21 is not just another bomber, it is a symbol of future deterrence. In an era where adversaries like China and Russia are developing advanced air defenses and hypersonic weapons, the Raider represents America's commitment to staying one step ahead. It ensures that no matter how technology evolves, the US will retain the ability to strike anywhere, at any time, under the cover of near invisibility. Boeing Defense. Boeing's name might resonate more with commercial air travel, but its defense sector remains deeply embedded in America's military architecture. For decades, Boeing Defense has been a backbone of US air power, ensuring that troops and equipment can move swiftly across the globe and that the skies remain contested only on America's terms. The company's portfolio spans from combat aircraft to refueling tankers and transport planes, alongside critical contributions to satellite and space payloads. Among its most notable platforms is the KC-46 Pegasus aerial refueling tanker, a program that, despite its cost overruns and technical challenges, provides the lifeline of endurance for America's fighter jets and bombers. Without aerial refueling, US aircraft would be limited in range, severely curbing global reach. Boeing also plays a key role in unmanned aerial vehicles and space integration. Its ongoing investments in UAVs, missile defense support systems, and satellite technology highlight its role in bridging traditional air dominance with the future of networked, space-enabled warfare. The company is not without struggles. Boeing Defense has endured production delays, cost pressures, and intense public scrutiny, particularly as it competes against rivals like Lockheed Martin and Northrop Grumman. Yet despite these challenges, its importance cannot be overstated. Boeing remains a cornerstone of strategic mobility, ensuring the US can deploy soldiers, equipment, and firepower quickly, and sustain them through long operations. In essence, while Lockheed builds the fighters and Northrop crafts the stealth bombers, Boeing ensures America's arsenal can fly farther, stay longer, and reach anywhere in the world. General Dynamics. Below the surface, in the depth of the oceans, General Dynamics ensures America's undersea superiority. For decades, it has been the lead builder of nuclear-powered submarines, particularly the Virginia-class attack subs, platforms designed to remain undetected while carrying out missions ranging from intelligence gathering to special operations and nuclear deterrence. These submarines are considered some of the most advanced in the world, with stealth technology that allows them to slip into contested waters unnoticed. The company's shipyards, such as Electric Boat in Connecticut and Quonset Point in Rhode Island, are among the few in the US capable of constructing these highly complex vessels. Maintaining such infrastructure is not just about industry, it's about national security, because the loss of these capabilities would cripple America's ability to produce nuclear submarines at scale. But General Dynamics' impact is not limited to the oceans. On land, the company produces some of the world's most recognized armored vehicles, including the M1 Abrams main battle tank, a symbol of US ground dominance since the Gulf War. Modernized variants of the Abrams remain in service today, with upgrades in armor, electronics, and firepower to counter evolving threats. Beyond hardware, General Dynamics contributes to cyber, communications, and IT systems that knit together modern battlefield operations. Its information technology division ensures that commanders can communicate securely, process intelligence rapidly, and integrate forces spread across different domains. General Dynamics may lack the dramatic flair of stealth bombers or hypersonic missiles, but its work underpins America's ability to project power and endure in prolonged conflicts. From the silent depths of the oceans to the rugged battlefields on land, its platforms form the backbone of US military strength. The rising forces. Emerging defense contractors are quietly carving their space in modern warfare's next phase, where the battlefield is no longer defined just by tanks, ships, or aircraft, but by electronic warfare, sensors, artificial intelligence, cyber defense, and space operations. L3. Harris stands out as a leader in this transformation. Known for its communication systems, advanced sensors, and jamming technology, the company ensures US forces can operate in synchrony even when spread across continents. In an era where wars may be decided by who controls the information flow, L3 Harris provides the resilient, secure networks that make real-time coordination possible. Whether it's fighter jets sharing targeting data, ground units relaying battlefield conditions, or satellites passing encrypted signals, L3 Harris builds the invisible threads that hold America's war-fighting machine together. Meanwhile, Leidos has grown into a powerhouse in tech services for the military. Its focus ranges from data analytics and cybersecurity to autonomous systems and artificial intelligence. Leidos supports the ISR, intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance ecosystem, feeding commanders the information they need to decide when, where, and how to act. In modern combat, seconds can mean the difference between neutralizing a threat and suffering losses, and Leidos ensures those seconds work in America's favor. These companies, along with others in the new wave of defense innovation, remind us that dominance in the 21st century isn't only about hardware, it's about information, speed, and adaptability. A stealth bomber may deliver the strike, but without the unseen support of these emerging players, the bomber might never know where to go or when to act. The system behind the system. To understand how these companies can wield such power, one must look beyond factories and test flights, into politics, finance, global arms markets. Lockheed Martin's recent profit hit, about 80% drop in a quarter, illustrates how vulnerable these giants are to development delays and rising costs. Yet despite these hits, governments often maintain certainty in contracts because changing course is politically difficult when tens of thousands of jobs are at stake in multiple states. RTX's international arms sales, missile system exports, radars placed with allies, systems like AIM-9X serving more than 30 nations, give America both economic profit and geopolitical leverage. Contracts like AMR, AAM, or Phalanx, CIWS are not just business, they're influence. The global stage is also turning more hostile and complex. New threats like hypersonic missiles, anti-satellite weapons, autonomous drones, and cyber warfare demand fast innovation. These companies are under constant pressure to deliver solutions, sometimes before full testing, creating risks but also making them indispensable. The future of military dominance. What does tomorrow hold? The next decade will likely be defined by the ability of these companies to deliver truly stealthy systems, mass production of advanced missiles, upgraded radar and sensor architecture, and integration of AI and space-based systems. The B-21 radar entering service will reshape America's long-range strike posture. Lockheed's push for more affordable missile systems indicates a shift toward quantity and quality. RTX's radar systems will redefine how threats are detected and responded to in multi-domain battlefields. Meanwhile, as tensions rise in the Indo-Pacific, Europe, and the Arctic, having undersea strength and rapid deployment capabilities will become crucial. Roles General Dynamics and Boeing will fill. But there is danger, cost overruns, ethical concerns over arms exports, the risk that these companies' influence could lead to decisions prioritizing profit over peace. The balance between national security and global stability may strain. The secret companies powering America's military dominance are not just manufacturers. They are architects of war and peace, gatekeepers of deterrence, and engineers of modern conflict. Their hands build the planes, launch the missiles, orbit the satellites and program the radars. But their shadow extends further, into politics, into alliances, into global power dynamics. America's strength today is inseparable from them. Removing them from the picture would leave a gap that is not easily filled. And as long as global threats persist, America will depend on their innovation, their production, and their reach. If this deep dive gave you new insight into how America stays on top, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. We have more stories of hidden power to come.